And then you look around, I mean, I don't think there's more pressure on any one player in the Eastern Conference and maybe the NBA than the guy that we see struggling in the Olympics right now, and Joel Embiid.
That brings us to our next team.
Let's get it.
The Philadelphia 76ers. The weird thing is you have the MVP, you have an MVP in Joel Embiid, who every 5 seconds looks like he's about to look over to the sidelines and say, Elizabeth, I'm coming home to you. That's what he looks like every 5 seconds. That boy is lumbering. He doesn't, I can see why the playoff Joel Embiid, he played well in these playoffs in the first round, even though they lost. I see why he struggles in the playoffs when I look at him in international basketball, because the game moves at a speed in the regular season that it does not move like in the playoffs. People say the playoffs slows down to a degree, but you have to be quick twitch. You have to make very quick decisions, and I don't think that Embiid makes quick enough decisions that compensates for the lack of fouls that you're going to get, the increased contact that's not going to be rewarded by fouls that you're going to get. And then you go and you add in Paul George, who people believe, playoff P, the jokes, the hitting the side of the backboard, all these other things. Jay, just to spin it to you, I don't look at this team and say, man, this is the year that they're going to do it. Because we never see a team add a superstar piece recently, and it turn over in a year. Usually it takes 2 years. Do you think that, the opening that's there for the 76ers, the way that the opening was there for Boston, do you think Philly now walks through that open door if that door is indeed open?
When's the last time we saw that, right? Clyde with Houston? I mean, it's been a minute,
You had the Celtics of 2008.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, they threw the group together.
They threw that group together.
So this is the issue that I have. And, you never know what's going on with a guy. You never, I'm very careful when it comes to talking about people's bodies. And you never know, what kind of medication guys are on, what injuries guys have that they aren't revealing and are slowing them down or hampering them. But if possible, Joel needs to go and watch what happened with Tim Duncan's body throughout his career, where Tim, came out of Wake Forest, young dude, put on that grown man weight. And then there was a moment there was a few year stretch because of the knee issues and because of some of the issues that he was having. Tim got pretty svelte.
Yeah.
Tim got, he got back down. Yeah. And then at the end of his career, it's like, all right, it's the swan song. We out here kicking it. You know what I mean? It's still getting to the playoffs, but we out here kicking it. Life is treating us the way it's supposed to. I've been a dynastic player that everybody forgets about when they talk about rings. I've been maybe a top 6 or 7 player of all time. Joel, I think, when's the last time you saw Joel go up with explosion and hammer it home in a crowded paint area, right? He should still be doing some of those things at his age and with the injury history and all the other things. This other thing too, man. When's the last time you felt like Joel Embiid was having a ball out there? Right? Remember when Joel was going to Rihanna concerts and tweeting and doing all the young stuff? And it's all that stuff, immediate cold turkey. It went away and it's focus. Get more serious about basketball. And then Kawhi Leonard's jump shot bounces around the rim 2 or 3 times. And since then, he's had a storied career. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But in terms of big man dominance in a league that is begging for a big man to just be like, I'm the dude, Nikola Jokic came and kind of not only caught up to him, but pulled ahead of him. Yeah. So I'm like, what is the redefinition? Shout out to Black Star, Most, and Talib. What's the redefinition of Joel Embiid? Is it putting Paul George on the other side of him? Is it saying, hey, Tyrese Maxey, you can't be Robin anymore. Some nights you're going to have to be Batman plus, right? I'm just, because I want to see Joel get to a postseason where he's 1, healthy, and 2, looks like not only that he's having a good time, but his body is doing what it was supposed to be doing. And we just haven't seen that, man. It sucks because unfulfilled potential, even though he's an MVP, a number 1 overall pick. Like some of the things that you see there, we should be watching an Akeem, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson type of run where it's like y'all going to win a championship or sniff one because of that man. And
I mean, if you think about it, David never had that run.
Right. He waited till
Tim got there. And the crazy thing is, was Embiid the 3rd pick?
No, he was first, right?
No. He was behind Jabari and Wiggins, right? Was that the same draft?
No, it's the 2nd pick out. Yeah, you're right.
That was the Jabari Wiggins draft that we thought, oh man, who's going to be the number 1 pick here? And Embiid had the back issues. Remember, his back was flagged. However, how did that Kansas team not win a championship? But once again, when you got, if I tell you that Kansas didn't win a championship and they got the 1st pick and the 3rd pick, you're gonna be like, well, who were the 1st pick and 3rd picks? And you say Joel Embiid and Andrew Wiggins, you're gonna be like, that's why.
Well, and remember, Andrew had 4 points in that last game, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, some dudes are just super friggin' talented and can never actually put it together, and they annoy the shit out of you because they're so talented, and you want them to do it. Look, man. One day we gonna have a segment. We gonna do a podcast series called Unfulfilled Potential or something like that. Lost Ones or something like that. We gonna
shout out to Michael Ray Richardson. Good. You know what I mean? So many dudes.
So many dudes.